Hi guys, Darcy here and welcome back to channel. So it is like, let's see what time is it? It's 11:15, so I just uploaded a YouTube video this morning, productive. I am going to make myself some food and I'm going to work out, and then I'm going to come in, put on some makeup, and then I'm going to do some writing. So let's have a productive day and let's go on to the vlog. So I finished working out. I didn't really want to film it because I just wanted to focus on doing a workout. But I just did want to say all of this workout gear is actually from Primark. So if you're a student and you want cheap workout gear, or you're just getting into the gym and stuff and you don't want to spend a lot of money on Gymshark or anything, Primark has some really good workout gear and they've got good sizes as well. So yeah, just thought I'd throw that in there. So I am going to grab some coffee and a banana after workout snack, and then I'm going to do my makeup and we are going to get on to the next story. So yeah. So before we get into writing, I just wanted to give a shout out to my new favourite highlighter. This highlighter is so nice. It is the Revolution Highlighter Reloaded in Dark Divulge. I'm nearly sure this is one of their new highlighters, but it's so pretty and it's so bright. It reminds me of a dupe for Fenty Beauty. So yeah, I just thought I would give that a little shout if you're looking at a new highlighter. It's so pretty. So, on to the actual writing. So far I have 3 stories already printed. These are the new redrafts, and we are currently on to the last one that is actually written, and it is The Little Clown. I basically base this off a colour circus. I really like circuses. I like writing about circuses, so I thought, circus, horror, let's make it a killer circus, basically. So I thought in this video I would actually talk about setting, because I realised that's one of the key things I haven't really talked about yet, and as well as just go over some of the changes being made to this. So let's get into it. So another thing to think about when you are kind of setting up your story, or you're kind of thinking about the settings, is it going to take place in one location or is there going to be multiple locations? This again will just depend on how many I guess it will just depend on what the actual story is. Personally speaking, I quite like sticking to one location. I think there's quite a cool uniformity in that, personally speaking. But again, in a couple of these stories, the location changes, or there might be 2 locations, so maybe the first few pages will take place in one and then the bulk of the story will take place in the other. Again, just be careful, I would say, with, if you're going to use loads and loads of locations, just make sure that when you're reading it, that it's really clear where those locations are and what's happening at that exact moment. They kind of, like I was saying earlier, the kind of overall theme in it is that whole idea of a killer circus, but the actual main kind of plot is that the star, who is obviously the main attraction, in order to keep her young and beautiful, Missy essentially drains the life out of the guests that come to the circus, audience, whatever you want to name them, and then that gets transferred, that life force energy gets transferred to the star. So a really important thing, I think personally, when you're thinking about setting is it a real place or an imagined place? So for instance, is it set in a real town or is it set in a fictional town? So for instance, with this is set kind of 1600s, it's very set a long time ago. So that's going to make a big difference to the way people go on, what they wear, how they act, what was socially acceptable at that time and what wasn't. So that's going to affect a lot in that. And again, and whether or not that's a real town or a made-up place will also tell you how much you kind of have to give the reader in terms of description. So for instance, I do have to give quite a lot of this to the reader because this is somewhere that they've never been before, so they've had to imagine it. Whereas if you're writing in present day in a town or in a city, that can affect how much you maybe want to go into actually setting that up, or whether or not you just kind of want to get you're gonna have to set it up anyway. But again, like for instance, if you're writing like a fantasy novel, like you're gonna have to take a serious amount of time actually setting up the world around, because it's fantasy, it's completely new, it's completely different. With this, because even though it is a fantasy world, it's still rooted in like some form of reality, as in like it's not like a Game of Thrones kind of thing. So again, that's kind of one thing to think about, is it a real place, is it a fictional place, and the time in which you're setting it, because that will make a massive difference. So we have got all the changes done, only took me like 2 hours. So yeah. So now what I want to do is I'm going to attempt to do at least, I think, one more page of corrections, because we're having a rough time with these corrections. I feel like they're taking ages. So I think one more page and I will be happy with that, because that means we have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages, which is a good amount. And then I will go into a little bit more detail about other stuff. So when you're thinking about setting in a story, you're essentially asking yourself like 3 fundamental questions. You're asking, when did it happen, where does it take place, and what's the social context or climate. So again, all them things you can, do loads of research on. You could, if you want to set it in a specific place, you could, look at YouTube videos, or even if there's a place in particular you can visit that you want to set it, and look at other authors and the way that they set up their stuff. So, if you really like reading Stephen King, or you really like reading Neil Gaiman, the next time you read one of their books, really take it with a more analytical mindset, and even like annotate some notes and stuff, and that can be a really helpful way, because at the end of the day, what you read does have an effect on what you write, and looking at some of the ways in which your favourite authors set up their stories can be really helpful. Also, side note, I am currently reading these 2 books. This is Stephen King on Writing, A Memoir of the Craft, and Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I've only read a little bit of each of these, but I comment below what you think. Do you want me to do a reading vlog on both of these things, or should I just wait until I wrap up and talk about them then? Comment below, because I'm not entirely sure. So 8 pages of corrections done, and there is another 1, 2, 3, 4, there's another 5, but I'm going to stop, because I'm trying to learn to do that, because I feel like the amount I've got done now, I'm happy with it, and I feel like if I try to do any more, I'm just force myself to try and get it done when I have all the time in the world to get this done. So I'm going to leave that, even though I really, really want to finish it, but you're very leaving it sometimes. You just are. So, the plan is to tomorrow finish this and then start on a new story, and again I'll vlog that and sort of take you through my process of starting something completely new, which will be really interesting and hopefully really fun. So now I'm going to do some crochet. Because we finally made, look at this! I finally made my first crochet square. Excuse the fact it's a bit uneven, but Harry Styles cardigan. So this is the end of the vlog. I really hope you guys enjoyed. So have a good day, have a good week, have a good time, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.